It's time to vote, but there's still quite a lot of confusion about various aspects related to the election process. Let's take a look at some of the claims. I'm Rebecca Davis, senior journalist for the Daily Maverick. I voted early with a special vote, but I'm concerned about the secrecy of my vote. A number of people have raised concerns about special voting because of a slightly confusing process involving an envelope in an envelope with your ID number on the external envelope. Don't stress, says the IEC, it's been like this for a number of elections. It's the same process followed by people who cast their votes overseas. What happened was that your actual ballot paper was placed in an unmarked envelope, which was then placed in an external envelope which did have your details on it. But when it's time to count the votes, the internal envelope is taken out and the envelope with your details is thrown away. There is no way then to link your vote to the envelope with your details on it. The purpose of the outer envelope was just to make sure that nobody voted early who was not registered to cast a special vote. I keep hearing rumors about potential violence around elections. What is the story there? A number of organizations have released internal memos to circulate, warning about potential protest action around elections, among them the financial services group FirstRand and the security company Fidelity. FirstRand pointed to KwaZulu-Natal as a possible violence hotspot due to support for the former president Jacob Zuma and his MK party, which has been embroiled in a series of legal scuffles leading up to the elections. Police have warned the public against distributing inflammatory statements which have the potential to cause panic. But last week, a leaked memo from the KwaZulu-Natal Police Commissioner's office seemed to show the police making the same kinds of warnings about potential unrest or protest action, particularly in various areas around KwaZulu-Natal. Police have refused to comment on the memo. The Institute for Security Studies, however, which monitors public violence, has said it's highly unlikely that we're going to see the kind of widespread descent into chaos that happened in the July 2021 riots. And while noting that the closeness of the expected election result may give rise to a heightened risk of unrest after the election results, the ISS says one of the reasons why violence is unlikely is because since the July 2021 looting, there's been a much greater coordination between police and private security. The MK party says it has found a bunch of ballot papers pre-marked with votes. The MK party has circulated videos claiming that its supporters found ballot papers already marked with votes at an IEC warehouse in Hammersdale, west of Durban. The IEC has said this could not be further from the truth and that the ballot papers were simply marked with the details of the relevant voting stations, which they have to be. The IEC has subsequently met with MK party leadership in KZN in order to discuss what they called the basic rules of engagement. And the IEC has also indicated that they are not going to rule out criminal charges as a result of the MK party members barging in and disrupting election processes. There were rumors that some voting stations couldn't process special voting on the first day of special voting because they didn't have the necessary ballot papers or envelopes. The IEC has denied this, saying that all voting stations have been equipped with the necessary stationery and ballot papers. However, they did say that some stations did not have the necessary equipment at 9 a.m. when they opened, meaning that voting was delayed. Were there places where voting could not take place on the first day of special voting due to violence or protest action? Yes, disruption to special voting on the first day of special voting was reported at various places across the country, from Orange Farm in Gauteng to Mthatha in the Eastern Cape. The IEC said, in fact, that in total 107 voting stations could not operate as they were supposed to on the first day of special voting due to various forms of protest action, but that at over 22,000 voting stations, voting proceeded as it was supposed to. The IEC has said that it will do everything humanly possible to extend the voting right to these people, assuming it does not cause risk to their staff. Doesn't it seem like the IEC is facing much greater challenges this year than previously? Between the MK party's challenges, the protest action, and the logistical challenges of 3 ballots. With regards to the disruptions to special voting on the first day of special voting, the IEC said that these reports were inconsequential in the greater scheme and that voting was in general proceeding as smoothly as normal.